Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Tahia Hossein. On behalf of our group of CSE496 Ethical Hacking, I will be presenting on our project topic Security of Identity and Trust Management using SSI in e-commerce. Let us move on to our introduction at a glance. We know that the internet has revolutionized the world in every aspect. It has made our life easier and allowed the creation of multiple new sectors of business that wouldn't be possible without it. For example, e commerce. It has gained massive popularity among the people because it solved a lot of problems. So, let's talk about Amazon.com. For example, it has over 310 million active users globally, making it one of the largest e commerce platforms in the world so far now. But there comes a lot of problems with it, like regarding privacy and trust. The open nature of the internet makes it very difficult to distinguish legitimate buyers and sellers from malicious or fake ones. There is also no guarantee of the quality of product you are going to get, making it really difficult to blindly trust the sellers and the products you are going to get, so giving them your hard-earned money. Sites like Daraz have a rating system that is used as a trust metric to determine the legitimacy and quality of a service provider. However, this is not really enough since there are various types of fraudulent activities and fraudulent ratings that we see around us from the fake users and fake buyers. Therefore, our main target is to form a strong foundation of a trust model that is necessary to ensure a smooth experience for both sides of a transaction. Users may also have a concern regarding their information being stored and misused, as these sites take a lot of information from its users. So, this may discourage the users from using a new platform. Therefore, it is our actually main problem. So, we have to establish a trust management model that is capable of providing the transaction entities, namely buyers and sellers, with transparent and legitimate information regarding the reputation of their transaction partners. So, it was mainly our problem, and our research objective is to examine and compare existing trust management models, because there are various types of trust management models that are existing right now, but we have to build a new one to find our actual solution. And our research objective too, that I have already discussed, that will be based on our SSI in e-commerce, because self-sovereign identity is very much important in e-commerce, because in that case our buyers and sellers will be very interested to share their own identities other than any third parties. So basically we are moving on to our background: what is trust management, what is identity management, and what is SSI or self-sovereign identity. So from the name of trust management, we can already know that it is the maintenance of connection between persons or organizations. So it focuses primarily on creating and developing and keeping trust among one another. There are various types of trust that we see around us, like distrust, that means no one trusts one another, and the other is partially trusting one another, because there will be a third party. Suppose I'm trusting my friend and my friend is trusting another person, so that means I'm trusting that person in the reference of my friend. So this is one type of trust, and the very direct trust is one-to-one trust connection, that means between you and me. This is known as direct trust, and the one example I have given for the reference of friends, that is the indirect trust. And having no trust means distrust. So let us move on to our identity management. Identity management is basically set of functions and capabilities that are used to manage and maintaining identity information in a secure and efficient manner. So there are various types of identity management tools, like entity identifiers and partial identifiers and the identity. So identity and trust management has a really great connection with one another in technology management, but there are differences between identity management and trust management. So we will discuss about it in later, and let us discuss about self-sovereign identity. It is basically a model which is to prove one's identity on a website without the use of any third party, because you can provide any type of information to the website or anything, and you can also verify yourself by your own without giving your personal information, your NID card information or email addresses or anything to the third parties. In that case, your personal information do not get like open to the public, and you can trust your own, you can verify yourself from the main organizations. So verifiable credentials can be used instead of depending on third parties in this case, and they consist of four elements like unique identifier, metadata claims, and digital signature. And verifiable credentials will allow you to verify yourselves without the use of any third party. In this case, you can rely the organization and you can easily form a connection to the website without depending or sharing your information to other parties. So these are our literature reviews that we have read, and these are the some literature review papers that we discussed before. We are not discussing it in this presentation because these are some papers we read for our research and for searching for trust management models and our possible solutions. So let us move on to our proposed plan. Our proposed plan has been shown through graphical representation, and we build a system architecture for this. Basically, our plan is to evaluate our model and test its performance, security, and how many requirements it has fulfilled based on our report. Adding to that, we will also try to add what can be done to improve this and the challenges we faced during the research and developmental phase. After finishing all the necessary procedures, we will conclude our research report. So this is our graphical representation. We can see a trust triangle here where the issuer will issue a verifiable credential to the holder. That means the person who is requesting for a VC, verifiable credential, and there will be a verifier that will verify the holder with the various types of proofs. As a result, there will be a trust connection among them. So there is a trust triangle that we have built, and our main focus of this project is decentralized system, because everything around us were centralized. So decentralized system is really important because we don't need to depend on the third parties. We can easily conduct anything by verifying ourselves and can entrusting everything on the website without any security issues. So we will discuss more about it, but this is a very important part of our project. So this is our architecture. We have built this architecture where you can see that there will be a buyer and seller and the third party verification through government. So from this graph and from this structure, we can see that trust can be easily organized and trust can be developed among the buyers and sellers, because there are various types of tools we have used like SSI engine, trust engine, review engine. So from this we are going to measure the trust among the buyers and sellers and the review points and everything. So in this case, buyers and sellers can actually verify each other and they can trust each other. So making a trust model is a very important aspect of this project. This is a very mini project, that's why we are not discussing about this in detail, but if we can apply this in our real life, our buyer and sellers can rest assured and they can believe in the trust system, because there is no reason to distrust this system. And after we go through various experiments and trials, we can actually count the trust measures through various types of algorithms and so on. So layers of SSI, we can see that there are four types of layers that have been given here. So decentralized method to secured commercials and credentials, and after that the governance. Everything is important for our decentralized system. And last but not the least, we are discussing about the functional requirements of our project, that is SSI based e-commerce system has to be implemented that will ensure the privacy and identity of the users. And our second functional requirement is to develop a score based trust system with a mathematical model that we haven't developed yet, but if we move with our project further, then we can really make it and we can ensure the reputation of users and sellers. And another one is a blockchain based middleware to verify the authenticity of each user rating and ensure centralization problems that don't take place. And the last one is to ensure interoperability of our model by testing the integration. So as I have already mentioned, testing is very important, but there are some non-functional requirements that we can have. So these are already mentioned here. So we are moving on with our project, and we think this project will have a greater impact in our e-commerce society, because from the papers that we have read, we found that there are not so many trust models that focuses on decentralized systems. So this is our paper that will be focused on decentralized system, and we are focusing on this. If it comes true and if it is used in real life, real fields, then it will be very helpful for the e-commerce sectors, and trust will be developed, and the buyers and sellers can trust each other by their trust models and their trust counts. So that's all about it. And in conclusion, we can say that this paper will establish a trust management framework for SSI within e-commerce. It highlights the role of trust in digital identity management, especially in e-commerce environments where transaction and interaction are critically dependent on the authenticity and reliability of digital identities. And this research will explore the horizons of identity and trust management, minimizing the challenges faced by traditional system. As we have already discussed, that we were looking forward for decentralized system and the potential of SSI to address these issues. And this attempt is not only significant for its technical contribution, but also for its potential to redefine the dynamics of trust and identity management in the digital age. That's all about it, and thank you so much. These are our references. Thank you. That's all about our presentation. Assalamu alaikum.